Hey everybody, you know who it is. It's Unbox Everything, and today we will be unboxing, that's right, the Huawei P40 Pro. This is a brand new flagship phone from Huawei. This is not a sponsored video. This is something that my wife just received today as a campaign to do for them. So, well, it's kind of sponsored, but for her, not for me. So just disclaimer on that. So yeah, let's just dive right in. So here we have the Huawei P40 Pro. We didn't buy this, or rather I didn't buy this. My wife applied for a campaign from Huawei and they accepted, and they sent her this Huawei P40 Pro to basically promote on her Instagram, essentially. If you guys don't know who my wife is, she was in my last video, so please check that out, and there's a link there to follow her. So taking off the cover, putting it off to the side, and in kind of a classic fashion, here is the phone itself. So let's just take this phone out. Oh, the phone is actually already on. See, this is what I mean. This phone was already switched on and it's already been used by somebody. This is not a brand new model, but they let us keep it. Slightly interesting, maybe slightly worrying. Interesting again. Not for sale sticker on here as well. I'm gonna put this off on the side actually for now. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. So just get like this little cover, right? Standard. And again, this kind of stuff here. So you got like the SIM card. So you got the little SIM card pin where you can pop your SIM cards out. And very cool and very interesting straight away is Huawei always provides you with a phone cover, phone case, which is actually really cool. It has like a very subtle, almost like carbon fiber effect inside. Definitely going to be putting this thing on. So let's just put this off on the side for now. So what else do we get in the box? Kind of stock standard, as you'd expect. It's just the power brick or the actual charging point. Interesting that this is a European plug rather than a UK one. Again, slightly questioning where they sent this from. Who did it come from? Possibly from one of the European marketing teams. Who knows? Classic charging cables. And finally, some headphones. They're kind of Apple-esque style headphones. And that's kind of it. That's all you get. So you get the headphones, the charger, the power brick, and the phone case. Just put everything off on the side. Now, let's unwrap this phone and let's see what we get. I mean, the phone is like super shiny, man. I mean, look at that. That thing is just like, it's kind of beastly, isn't it? And they get, oh, it's interesting. The not for sale sticker is stuck directly onto the phone. Let's just read what it says. It says, to protect your consumer rights, keep the above label safe. Interesting. So you shouldn't really take this off. Wow. Huh. This thing has a lot of cameras, and I mean a lot. So it's got two at the front, as far as I could tell. I'm pretty sure one is like a portrait lens, and the other one's a wide angle lens, like a selfie lens. Pretty sure they're both in full HD 1080p as well. And then the back has a 1, 2, and I think 3, maybe 4 cameras. It's got some kind of a sensor here, and it's got the lights, the standard like dual tone flashlights. And then in terms of the buttons and everything, so it's got a power button here. And again, the phone's just kind of turning on. And it's got like the volume up and down, and that's it. And I'm just trying to find where so the SIM card goes in the bottom. You got the charger here where you plug your charger in. I'm pretty sure that's the speaker, or yeah, that's probably where the sound comes out of. That's probably the microphone when you speak into the handset, or maybe that one is, who knows. And I'm pretty sure this thing has probably 2 speakers, and there's probably a speaker somewhere in here. I'm not sure where the sound comes out of, which is interesting. So maybe let's maybe put on the case first, because I really don't want to damaged this thing or anything like that. So the case the case is really nice and really snug fitting. It's got a really sleek profile. You know, some cases are quite bulky. I mean, people like that. I personally don't. Yeah, it's a nice addition, the fact that they do include it. So this phone was already on, so let's just see what happens and what we get. So there we go. So swipe up to unlock, see what it says. So it's on 55% of battery already. Immediately, notice how when you switch it on, okay, the wallpapers change every time you turn it on and off, which is pretty cool. One thing which is pretty sick already is one where the entire screen is taken up by the actual pixels. So there is no bevel. And one thing I should say is that the screen is actually ever so slightly curved on the sides. It actually does curve out. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it does curve out. This almost looks like it's the back of the phone in a weird way, because it's like completely flat and then you got two cameras, and this could basically be the back of the phone if that makes sense, but it's not, because you got this craziness. Phones are making all kinds of statements these days, right? Let's just swipe up, and wow, super fast, super fast. Oh wow, you know, brightness. So that's the brightness of it. It's pretty bright, not gonna lie. Oh, do you know what? It's really nice to look at. Obviously, the massive selling point of this phone is the camera. What I think the first thing we should do is use the camera. So let's see how that does. So there's the camera. It's a bit weird because I'm showing you guys the camera through another camera, so I guess it probably won't really make sense, but I'm going to take a couple of like test pictures. So actually, maybe before we do that, let's go through all the modes. So blur the background, so this is kind of the standard aperture mode, so you can change your f-stop, so you can have like a really almost like sharp image, or you could go wow to f0.95. That's kind of crazy. So you can have some really shallow depth of field photos taken, which is kind of cool. There's a zoom here, which is cool. And I gotta say, wow, even when you fully zoom it in, the quality is insane. I'm impressed. So far impressed. The screen is amazing. It's bright. So you got a night mode as well. I'm not sure how this works. I think what it does is probably you take a picture, it tells you to hold it still, and then it probably captures multiple pictures of the same photo, and then it stitches them together. It's like an algorithm, like it's like a very calculated process. The next one is portrait mode. This is the standard photo mode. And man, there's just so many like different features. I mean, what does that do? So yeah, again, so I think that's one of the wide angle lenses playing up, and I'm holding the phone fairly close to the table, to the surface, and it's capturing that logo and the QR code. Like, it's all capturing it. A normal standard phone, no way would be able to capture that. As you can see, that's on a one time zoom, or roughly one time zoom, and it's almost cropping it off, right? So if you zoom in, it just loses it completely. Look at that. That wide angle is really a wide angle. I am super impressed. That is kind of crazy. Cool. Video, obviously, you know, video is video. Another thing is Pro mode. So this is more of like a manual mode, and you could adjust your ISO, which is cool. So this is more like professional, you know, level photography here, but on a phone, I guess. You can set your shutter speed, your exposure compensation, your autofocus. So that's probably continuous, that's single, and that's manual focus. So you can focus manually. Yep, as you can see, I am manually changing the focus. You can actually manually focus on things, which is amazing. And that's the auto white balance. So again, depending on the daylight settings and like the ambient light around us, you can change those, which is really cool. And once again, you can just change your zoom in and out. And there's more. There's even more. I mean, what more could you want? But there is more. There's an underwater effect. What even is that? You know what? This phone is obviously their flagship phone. I think this phone has like 8 gigabytes of RAM, but it probably has one of like their latest processors, so it's like really fast, right? And it won't have any like lag issues or anything like that. So yeah, that's kind of it. So this was the flagship model of Huawei. This is the Huawei P40 Pro. Hope you guys enjoyed whatever this was. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And any support is appreciated as always. And take care, stay safe, peace.